We are on the Pagani stand at the Quail 2019, and behind me is a brand new Pagani, the Huayra Roadster BC. Now you might think, hang on a minute, it's not really all new, but it really is. It's got a new engine, a new chassis, and let's start with that engine. So it's now the only V12 that Mercedes produces, and it's produced it specifically for Pagani, so to sort of future-proof it, I suppose. It's a 6-litre twin-turbocharged V12, putting out 791 brake horsepower and 774 pounds-foot of torque, which is ample, especially when the car only weighs 1,250 kilos. The price of this car is 3.7 million. They're going to build 40 of them. They've all been sold already. Now, why so much, given that an original Huayra came in at £800,000 when I first drove one way back when? Well, a lot of that comes down to the carbon. Pagani has always been known for its carbon fibre, and in fact it's supplied some carbon fibre, new techniques to people like Airbus. This has a whole new carbon fibre in it, increases torsional stiffness by 12%, flexional rigidity by 20%, and it also increases material costs by 450%. Yes, 450%. So it is very expensive, but yeah, should make the car pretty extraordinary on track, and should make it better able to handle all the stickiness from its bespoke Trofeo R tyres. It's meant to produce over 2G laterally in cornering. What else to say about it? It's got a new exhaust on it, so it's now got 6 exits. It's got the familiar quad ones at the back, and then 2 more that blow the rear diffuser as well. It is beautiful underneath that rear deck with the blue exhaust, and then the sparkly springs. Oh yes, we've got electronically variable adjustable springs and dampers on there now as well. A new suspension setup. So there we are. It is sort of the same as we've seen before, but also totally different. Let us know what you think. Anyway, before we do that, let's go and have a look at some of the old Paganis just over here. Also at Pagani, they are celebrating 20 years of the fabulous Zonda. Now, this is a car that it sort of felt like it came out of nowhere, and this crazy mashup of being Italian, but then also with Argentinian influences, with then a Mercedes engine. So Argentina, Italy, Germany. It was just extraordinary. And these looks, I mean, they haven't dulled over 20 years. It was apparently took inspiration from the Group C Silver Arrows cars. And this is very much in the spec of the first Zonda that I ever drove, which was owned by Harry Metcalf at the time, which was a C12S. So anyway, we started with this C12, and it had the M120 engine in it, a 6-litre V12 manual gearbox, and you can tell it's still got the wing that goes all the way across there. It doesn't dip down in the middle like the S did, and only had 450 brake horsepower. Seems crazy in sort of the age of 2,000 brake horsepower electric cars now, and it weighed about 1,250 kilos. So from here, let's move over to this one over here, which is, this is the F. So we had C12, then it was the S in the middle. That, by the way, is chassis number 1, which they used for all the crash testing, so they've redone it to celebrate the 20 years. This is the F. Now this got the M297 engine, so it was the 7.3 litre up from 6 litres. Still Mercedes AMG engine, and it still sounds utterly glorious V12. This, I wanted to point this out particularly because this is obviously in bare carbon, and it was something that I don't think we'd really seen before. I know there's the EB110 elsewhere within the Quail, which you can see in another video we've done, but the extraordinary workmanship in the bare carbon fibre on this was something that lots of manufacturers are doing now. We've sort of become quite used to it, but this beautiful matching of the herringbone down there, it's just utterly, utterly beautiful. So there, that's the F. Move over to here now. So this is the Zonda R. So this was track only. In fact, I saw this car set its Nürburgring lap record. I remember Mark Bassain did it. It was extraordinarily brave. Some of the moments he had while setting that lap don't bear thinking about really. But this went back, in fact, to the M120 engine, so this has got a 6-litre engine in it. And if we then come over here, so that's track only, Then the dealer in Hong Kong specifically requested a road-going version of the Zonda R, and that's how the Cinque came about. First of all, they did coupe versions of this, so Cinque, 5, so they just 5 coupes and then 5 roadsters. And this was the first one to come with the Carbo titanium chassis. So if you look at the carbon chassis, which always they tend to leave the sills bare in it, and you can see the titanium weave going through the carbon fibre in the chassis to make it even stronger. Now this one also had the titanium Inconel exhaust, sounded amazing. Some of the Fs also got that, certainly at later dates. I remember driving a blue one of those through Wales, and it was possibly the best sounding car I think I've ever been in. The Cinque, the other thing about this car is that it came with a paddle shift gearbox for the first time, and I think sort of pretty much persona non grata in Pagani because I tried a pre-production one and it really wasn't very good. But I gather they actually improved it for production, so I would say. However, I think manuals have always been preferred really, and that is borne out in this over here, which is the Barchetta. And this is kind of Horacio Pagani's ultimate expression of what he wanted the Zonda to be. So no roof, this lower windscreen down here, manual gearbox in there, and yeah, weighing just 1250 kilos. So there we are. That's a quick run through 20 years of Pagani Zonda history. Still just the most wonderful, incredible supercar.